This is the Stockwell Roueche Show, giving you real-time information you need to make educated decisions about buying and selling in the world-renowned Twin Cities. Now your hosts and real estate experts, Jason Stockwell and Josh Roueche.
I work out. Actually, I don't a lot, but
No, you don't.
working out and strength and power. That's our show today. We're trying to empower you, and this show is about literally empowering you with strength and working out today. This is Jason Stockwell with RE/MAX Results.
Josh Roueche, RE/MAX Advantage Plus.
And this is the Stockwell Roueche Show every Sunday at 10 a.m. here on 1280 The Patriot. Today, we are very, very happy and honored to have Senior Abilities Unlimited, LLC. They are physical therapist, geriatric certified specialist in physical therapy. Nicole and Rhett are here. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you.
Welcome, Rhett. How you doing?
I'm good, but we need to make sure that everybody knows I'm not a physical therapist.
Rhett is not a physical therapist, everybody. He is, what would you be called, a power trainer specialist?
Nope. I'm the person who lets people know what we are and what we do.
Okay, perfect. And then, Nicole, you are?
I'm a physical therapist, but I'm also the owner.
Owner and physical therapist.
Correct.
Perfect.
And Jason, should you let our audience know that you don't work out too?
I don't work out
Okay,
unless.
all right, good.
Well, I do occasionally at softball on Thursday nights, and but at this stuff that I'm sure that both Josh and I will learn a lot
Right.
from this show
Oh,
today
yeah.
with all these
For sure.
nice tips and workout things. So that is the show today: working out and strength and power and how to gain mobility. It's tailored towards you folks out there who we call our silver or gray hair tsunami, who are awesome group that has reached an age where maybe a knee is bad, maybe a hip, maybe your strength isn't there, and this company can help you out. Also with us, we have Jason Light with Envoy Mortgage. How you doing, Jason?
Great. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
Everything's great.
You need my license number, right?
Yes, NMLS number. We love
That's
those.
a tongue twister. 17256.
Perfect.
And you got that on camera. That's great.
That's right. Important. Don't want to get busted.
So we'll get a market update from Josh, myself, and then Jason as well. Right now, let's go right into it. Market
wanna go to
update. What's
market
happening in
update?
real estate?
You know, I've got a little email that you sent over earlier today, and it's the same statistics that we see on our real estate sites. It's busy out there. It's super busy. Right now, the month supply, we're down where we were last year, 12%. That's basically our inventory that's out there. Our active listings, we're down as well. But we're also seeing our pending inventory, our pending sales are way up, which means there's a lot of people putting offers out there. We're seeing a lot of multiple offers on everything. We keep talking about it every week, how multiple offers are dominating the market right now. But just because there's such a low inventory, what's going on in the housing market right now. And again, we're down in our active listings where we were at last year. So that's it just shows that houses are selling fast when they're out there because there's not a lot of inventory for people to put offers on. That's why we're seeing the multiple offers. We're also seeing it because of the interest rates, the different programs that are out there. Jason will talk about that a little bit. But I know I'm super busy with what I've got going on with my team. I don't know about you, Jason. I know you guys are pretty busy as well.
Yes, everything's going.
And you're seeing multiple offers on most.
So yeah, multiple offers on some things. But here's something to consider: that if you're out there selling or looking to buy or sell, for every one sale, there's 3 homes left on the market. So yes, it's busy. Yes, it's great, but there's still homes available for you. You have not missed the boat. And in the last 30 days, there have been 27% of the homes have had a price reduction.
Right.
A quarter of the homes have had a price adjustment reduction. That means that the sellers are starting out maybe a little higher to test the market,
Right.
but they want to sell. And so it's still a very, very tight market. It's a great market, but it doesn't mean you can just list at whatever you want. You have to be precise in your pricing, and you have to be precise in your marketing, and then you will get the results you want. If not, you will be one of those 27% that will be adjusting your price, and you may sit a little longer.
And you look at the average days on market, we're at like 76 average days on market within the marketplace right
Yeah,
now, whereas
very
last year we were much higher. So
Yep, it's very, very good. So overall, really good market, and everything is showing positive signs on the real estate side. So, and the mortgage and lending world, Jason Light, I heard some news.
Yeah,
What's
there's
happening with the TRID or whatever they call it?
TRID.
Yes.
Yeah. TILA RESPA integrated
Delayed.
disclosure.
I love it. We love it when it's delayed, right?
It's delayed till right now, October 3rd.
Let's make it January 3rd.
Well, you never
All right,
know.
let's hope so.
You never know. But ultimately, what that means is
What is
there's-
TRID? Let's go back and let our audience know what TRID is.
Well, it's a tongue twister.
Okay.
It's TILA RESPA integrated disclosure. So basically, everybody's familiar with, or many are familiar with, truth in lending
Yep,
and
RESPA.
RESPA, right? Ultimately, what they're trying to do is integrate the two and make the confusion go away. What it's done in the big scheme of things is shift the responsibility of, who is to disclose that, the responsibilities, the technical end of it, origination software. It just throws a wrench in everything. And then along with it, the big thing everybody's concerned with is the delay. Because what it's ultimately done is remove 3 days that we normally would have to work a process, mainly on the back end of a file, at closing. So you have all these changes and responsibilities, which throws a wrench into things to slow it up, combined with a reduced timeline anyway. And so at the end of the day, what this means is if it's
The numbers aren't on, you got to get redisclosed, which is going to cause a delay, and you may not close on time because of this process.
and the file flow will be interrupted just by the nature of the overall change, software responsibilities, the whole 9 yards. So if you're looking to buy a home, if it's in sites, if the timing is not right, I'm not suggesting just jump on it, but now is the time to do it for it to be smooth or potentially smooth.
Do you see it being for the mortgage companies that are? This is going to fall a lot on them. Do you see them hiring a lot more on the back end to make sure this process numbers are correct, everybody's looking at everything correct before they disclose the disclosures? Because I know if there's a mistake or if there's something wrong on the disclosures, you technically have to send out new disclosures. You have to wait that 3 days before you can actually close on a loan. Do you see that being a problem on back ends of the support systems for these mortgage companies?
From a systematic concept, yes. As far as having the personnel, no.
Okay.
It's just simply a shift of who's adminning that. Is your software set up, compliance checks? That's just,
Be a headache.
it's far more complicated than people realize.
So it's not coming to October, so buy your house close before October 3rd would be a recommendation. We would have, if at all possible, it might make your life a little less stressful. You're listening to the Stockwell Roueche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh Roueche, Remax Advantage
We
Plus.
have everybody you need. Always feel free to reach out to us. We have senior mobility, today's topic, talking about strength, power, working out. We have in-home care, guardianship, conservatorship. We have Jason Light with mortgage and lending. We have movers. Any resource you need, feel free to reach out to us. Go to Facebook under Stockwell Roueche Show or go to tcrealestatehour.com. And you'll find all kinds of resources. Use us. We're here to help you. That's our job, and that's what we like to do and want to do. One last statistic or one last thing that I thought was interesting. It came from Elliot Eisenberg. He is the economist that was
We
on
like
our
Elliot.
show. Oh, he's an awesome guy.
Elliot's a great guy.
He says housing high. He called it, and he followed this up later with a drug follow up, but. Because he uses that, and he's kind of a funny guy. But anyway, it's called Housing High. Last month, the median existing home sale price was $228,700, $228,700. That's way up from the cyclical low, $154,600 was the low in January of 2012. Not that long ago, folks. So we've already come up from $154 to $228 for our median. This is nationwide, and less than 1% below the all-time high. So the all-time high was $234,000. We're almost to the all-time high, which was set in July of 2006, 9 years ago when that was done. And then while there's a good chance the new median sales price record will be set later this year in 2015, let's set the record. Hopefully we do. But after accounting for inflation, this is the Debbie Downer part here. After accounting for inflation, we are still 17.5% below the peak. So there's still a ways to go. So that's the update on
So
the
you're trying
real
to scare
estate.
people out there? That's
Optimistic news, but he's just being realistic that factored in inflation, we're still behind where we should be.
Yeah.
We're almost to our peak, but when
We're
you
almost
put in
with
inflation
that-
of 9
yeah, when you
years,
put the
that
2006
means that,
numbers in there.
That means
right.
that we are below it. So without further ado, power working out. I work out. There's a song called that, I believe. But we're talking about the power and working out for Senior Abilities Unlimited. We have Nicole, who is a physical therapist, the owner and they do they're geriatric certified specialists. So welcome again, Nicole. Welcome, Rhett. First off, what got you guys into the business? Because it sounds like you're helping people a lot. So what got you started, and give us a background of what you do?
I actually started in 1999. I was a nursing home physical therapist, and it was like a revolving door. I would get people better, send them home. A month later, they'd come back again because they were falling, couldn't get around, send them back home again. Then they'd come back. And then Medicare changed all their rules and regulations, and I had to start documenting when I was going to the bathroom.
Medicare?
Yes, because I had to account for every single minute of my day. So I decided to leave Medicare PT and start my own company. So I do private pay physical therapy, but we call it tandem strength and balance because basically there's a connection between leg strength and balance. So if people stay strong, they can keep moving, they can get out of chairs, they don't need a walker, they're not going to fall. So it's all the misconception of what actually leg strength can do for seniors.
So you started in 1999. You were helping when you got fed up basically with being monitored all the time through Medicare. So you started your own practice, private, and then that's the Senior Abilities Unlimited.
Correct.
And so as far as what you do, I know we had Deb on here with in-home care. You work with in-home care, and I guess maybe explain some of the stuff that you do, or what maybe it's just one example of a scenario of someone. Let's say you're out there listening and you are having some issues. Where would you guys be able to help out, and what would you guys be doing?
There's a lot of misconceptions that seniors can't get stronger. Everyone says you're old, so therefore you can't.
I see the commercials. The men need testosterone because they don't have the strength, right?
Well, it's not so much the testosterone. Everyone starts losing strength at age 30. So unless you're actively doing something to build your leg strength, you start losing at age 30. So the research shows that a 70-year-old woman has lost 50 to 70% of the strength they had at age 30.
Okay, but that's depressing.
It's very depressing. But what's even worse is that why people can't walk. That's why they fall. That's why they don't have energy. But we all say it's because they're old. So anyone can get stronger no matter how old they are, whether they have dementia, Parkinson's, have had a stroke. They're just not doing the right things to stay physically fit.
And you said that's depressing, but the good part is, with 2 months of lower extremity training, they can get 2 decades back.
So basically saying a 90-year-old woman, if you do a specific program, they can have the strength they had at age 70. But it's never talked about.
So we are going to talk about that when we come back because I like this. I want to learn how to get stronger in every way. I'm ready. We're back with more with strength
Sign me up.
With Senior Abilities Unlimited with Rhett and Nicole. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh Roueche, Remax Advantage Plus.
We'll be back.
And 2 and 3 and 4 and get them sit-ups right and tuck your tummy tight and do your crunches like this. Give, stop, breathe.
Okay, I hope we don't listen to that when you're working out. Maybe there's some people that listen to that.
That's sweet.
Welcome back to the Stockwell Roueche Show. If that doesn't make you want to work out or laugh, I'm gonna get ab workout from laughing from that. That was a great intro song there. Welcome back to the Stockwell Roueche Show. We are proud to have Senior Abilities Unlimited here. They're an in-home care, but they come in and do physical therapy for you. We have Nicole and Rhett here. And basically, I'm reading here from you guys' bio that we were able to obtain. But it says 1 of 16. And you're going to have to help me with that one.
So there's about...
General logical? Can you say that?
So there's about 18 geriatric certified specialists in Minnesota.
Or gerontological.
Gerontological. That's it.
That's the word.
That's a tough word. Gerontological certified
help me with that one.
physical therapist in the state. So you're 1 of 16
Well, actually, there's actually 2 of us that work for my company. There's me and one of my
So you have 2 of the 16
correct.
in the state that are certified to do this. So these guys are very, very good. So if you or somebody you know, a loved one, coworker, family member, has strength issues and you're worried about, a fall, right?
So you wanted a scenario, right?
Yeah, give me a scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I met with the lady last week. She was in the nursing home. She'd been there for 100 days, so she had maximized all of her care under Medicare, and they told her that she couldn't go home because she needed help transferring, she needed help walking, blah, blah, blah. So basically, the family had 2 choices. She could stay in the nursing home, or they could hire us to continue to exercise with her to build up her strength so she could go home. Medicare has a limitation of how long they can work with someone.
Okay.
You have to be making progress every day, and that has to be demonstrated by walking. So typically it's between 2 to 6 weeks, but you have to get better every single day. So then you get cut off, and then you're done. No one exercises with you anymore. In a nursing home, they'll walk with you, but they don't really have a strengthening program. So people just sit in a nursing home and don't really do anything.
So you have to get better every single day, and once you hit that plateau, you're done.
Correct.
Wow.
But we can't use the word plateau. We have to
Right.
say they've reached their rehab potential. But my issue is that if we don't build a senior's leg strength, they don't get better. They plateau too fast
Right.
because you need a certain amount of strength in your legs to be able to walk. If you don't have leg strength, you can't walk. If you don't have leg strength, you can't get out of a chair. If you don't have leg strength, you can't climb stairs. But no one ever talks about it. And so everyone's doing the wrong type of exercises that actually help keep people independent. So the woman I met, she has no leg strength. So I explained that to him. And so we're going to build up her leg strength so she can go home.
So your focus, purely and most of your focus, is
Just the core.
the base,
Basically
the core, the legs, because that powers everything else.
That
right?
basically controls everything. I have a man right now who's 80-some years old. He's 6'4", weighs 270. And when I first met him, he could only talk for 30 seconds because he was so weak. He didn't even have the strength to talk. So I would call him a crabby man. Because after 30 seconds, he was exhausted. Then I explained to him, you have no strength. Everything in your life is based on the strength in your body and the strength especially in your legs. So we now got his legs stronger, and I can't get him to be quiet.
So, and he's a happy man, right?
He's a happy man.
So you guys' philosophy, it says, is tandem, strength, and balance. For over a decade, Senior Abilities Unlimited have pioneered effective senior exercise solutions that change lives. Our physical therapists provide older adults the support they need to maintain safe mobility through customized strength training programs. And what I'm hearing from Nicole and Rhett here is that it's focused on the legs, the power base, because you have to have that. It's like when you go to the gym. I mean, I don't know. So those of you listening out there that are younger, maybe if we have some younger listeners out there, when you go to the gym and the guy or gal, or the guy especially, I guess, is just doing.
He's got chicken legs.
He's only doing the upper body and the arms, the beach muscles.
He's going to be great in a wheelchair someday.
Yeah, because there's no leg strength, right? Everybody neglects the legs because you figure, well, I'm walking, and that's if you can walk and you're fortunate enough to be able to walk. If you're not able to, or you get to a point where you can't, you may not. What do you do?
Well, it's funny you're saying that. Is most people, if you go into an assisted living right now, they're like, Nicole, I exercise, but they're doing all upper body weights. And I'm like, you don't walk on your hands.
Yeah.
And they go, you're right. But what happens is a doctor gives a senior a walker, and then the senior puts the pressure on the arms to hold themselves up. And as soon as they can't do that anymore, they need a wheelchair.
Right.
So it's like this tumbleweed effect.
They lose their trunk
So it just keeps going down, and also I think a lot of it has, obviously your mind or your mental capacity or your mental belief. But once someone tells you, if I'm elderly, I'm just imagining elderly being older, and someone tells me, "Oh, you need a walker," a doctor says that, I'm automatically going to go down that path of, pretty soon I won't be able to walk. Right? And then how do you... So are you trying to changing people's mentality?
I'm trying to change their mentality, but you'd be surprised at how many seniors don't actually want a walker. They don't like them. They don't understand. They know that they know as soon as they get one, they can't do the same things.
They've seen their friends start walking further away from the walker because they're losing their strength here, so they just push it out and their arms are straight. They've seen that happen to where they do that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They keep going, and they get in a wheelchair. They all see it. So when she brings this up, they are like, yeah, that's why she's doing that, or why my friend's like that. Then nobody wants that.
But no one really talks about it. That's the problem. No one talks about what effective strengthening is for seniors. They think it's walking, it's the swimming, it's doing the new step, but it's actually resistance training for their legs. And we've kind of coined it as 3 or 4 specific exercises for leg strengthening that are functional exercises to keep seniors on their feet.
Really? So they...
Are you using like weights?
We're using leg weights. They're Velcro weights. And They do them laying down.
Okay.
Or laying down could be in the recliner chair, on their couch, on their bed. It doesn't have to be on the floor. But a gym really isn't effective strength training for seniors because you can't really work on the muscles that keep them on their feet.
Like water, too. I've heard like water-based run running in water, stuff like that helps the legs too. I don't know if you guys do stuff like that.
But it's really not strengthening because you have to be strong to do those activities. So if you can barely get out of a chair,
Right.
putting you in the pool,
so it's just basically
Isn't gonna do anything.
It's
Right.
just
You
weight.
need you need resistance. So like walking doesn't keep you walking. Walking, you decline if you're just walking. You decline slowly. But if you're building muscles up that help walking easier, then you can keep walking.
a perfect
Yep.
scenario, quick story. A gentleman's been living in assisted living for 2 years. He does the bicycle 5 days a week, and he does the pool once a week.
Yep.
He came into the facility walking independently. 2 years later, he's using a walker and using a scooter because he hasn't been building strength. But everyone's like, do these two things, it'll keep your
That's
strength.
all I hear
That's
is
all
the
I see,
walking
yes.
and swimming.
But it's not. It's
It's good for your heart.
It's great for your heart. I don't want people to stop doing it.
Yeah.
But we've transitioned over to strengthening twice a week, bicycle twice a week, and pool once a week, and he's already changing. So
Wow.
if what you're doing is you're still getting weaker and you're not doing as good as you were a year ago, you're not doing the right thing. But no one talks about
So
it.
everybody
Yeah, I see that in the
can
gym all day long.
improve their strength. I think that's amazing.
No matter how
because
old they are, the oldest person I've helped strength train was 111.
111.
What?
Holy
111.
moly. See, I would think that my thought
Wow.
is that once you get on that's the perception is it's kind of like a
That's-
bell curve.
That's what we're
You're
told.
young and you get stronger, stronger, stronger. You peak out, and we learned from you that's 30 basically
Yeah.
is where you peak. Then it's downhill, and there really isn't anything you can do other than just accept the fact that you're getting weaker, and eventually you're not going to be. I mean, that's kind of what is kind of what is seen or perceived from TV or maybe from I don't know where, but
No, it's just society in general. You feel I'm getting old. I can't do these things anymore. I'm getting old. I can't walk. Whatever. I'm getting old. I'm going to fall down. My favorite thing Nicole says is she gives presentations to groups of seniors, and she opens it up with, falling is not normal, and you don't have to do it.
Well, it's the misconception. I mean, I just started working with a 98-year-old last week. He's 98. He wants to live.
Oh, wow.
And we're getting him stronger so he can actually start living again. His girlfriend's a little bit younger, and he wants to be able to keep up. And
Good for him.
So they're doing it together. They're actually doing
That's
strength
awesome.
training together so he can keep up with her. And she struggles too because she's in her late 80s, I think. But anyone can get stronger.
yeah, I
It's good
think
news
that's
for the young people too, because I'm excited now. I'm like, I'm just going to stay fit and enjoy the parts of my life that I've spent so many years working. So why am I going to just sit on a sofa all day? I'm going to have fun now when I'm older and we can. you
well,
know?
and to know that you can still
Makes you think
gain
about your legs.
strength.
Right.
You know, it's so much. I think you just give up, and you're like, well, I'm on a walker now. What do I do? And I'm the swimming, and I'm walking, but it's not getting any better. And then now the family, I think you had said before, or this helps the family members and it helps the loved ones because the person can, and it helps the person because they're happier. They can maintain independence longer, and all the benefits and they can maybe stay in their home longer. So we sell real estate for a living, but if we had in-home care in here and said, some people say, oh, let's go right to assisted living. Well, if the people that, a lot of people don't, they've been in that house, we talked about it before, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that's what they know, that's what they're comfortable with. They don't necessarily want to
They don't wanna
go
leave.
out of the
Right.
house and go into a nursing home or
Correct.
to an assisted living facility.
And there's actually a direct relationship between cost of living and function. So the more independent you are, the less it costs to live. As soon as you need a walker, your cost of living automatically go up. And there's a correlated relationship to that. So there's the money side of it, then there's the quality of life part of it.
Yep.
You're happier if you're healthier, but people aren't told how to stay strong and stay mobile.
Well, I think they're being educated the wrong way too.
Yes.
Because what I see when I go to the gym is I do see those senior citizens doing the courses in the pool to strengthen their legs, and that's part of it. I see that all the time everywhere we go. Every gym I've gone to, I've seen that.
I have to keep my eyes closed when I go to the gym because it drives me crazy.
Yeah, and it's like you said, like Nicole said, it's not bad. It's heart training, but it's not necessarily making you stronger. That's the key. It's not it may not be making your legs stronger, and you need the training to do that. So Senior Abilities Unlimited, LLC, and they have a couple of websites, but one is sauhome.com, sauhome.com, and then the other site, if you are interested, is tandemsb.com. Learning a lot about strength. and that you can always get stronger no matter what. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh Roueche, Remax Advantage Plus.
We'll be back more with Nicole, Jason Light, and Rhett.
She's got legs.
Welcome back to the Stockwell Roueche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh Roueche, Remax Advantage Plus.
Some of our loyal listeners out there may
your
not
body.
recognize that song, but I do remember that song, and that was fun. We are happy to have senior. Josh is laughing. Senior Abilities Unlimited LLC. We have Nicole and Rhett. Nicole is the owner, physical therapist. They're 2 of 16. They have 2 of 16 of the certified physical therapists that are geriatric certified. Gerontological.
There you go.
Good
Gerontological
job. You got it.
certified physical therapist state, which if you have 2 of the 16, that means they know what they're doing and they have a lot of experience with it. And what they're telling us and telling you is that you need strength in your legs. So if you're in your, it doesn't really matter the age group, I suppose, right, Nicole? It could be, I mean, what you said, 111 is the
Oldest I've ever helped with, yep.
But how, I mean, does it go
The
to...
median age of clients I have right now is 88.
Is 88. Okay, so you are definitely in your senior years when you're working with Senior Abilities Unlimited. But
Right.
it's talking about a strength bank is what they talk about. Just like a bank account, more money you have in the bank account, the stronger your account is. And they talk about it in the strength sense. The Tandem Strength and Balance program allows their clients to build a strength bank. This is crucial reserves that can be drawn upon in the event of an injury or illness to reduce recovery time and promote healthy aging. Instead of just going down that spiral, you're spiraling downward, and you can see the end almost, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, it's getting worse and worse and worse, and I'm weaker and weaker and weaker. Let's change that. Let's have do a free consultation. Change it, reach out, say, hey, Nicole, Rhett, would I be a candidate for this, or how can I get stronger? And they'll do a free consultation. You can contact them for a complimentary in-home consultation for you or your loved one. It's awesome that they do that for you to see if there's something that can be helped out, because it is empowering when you can see results, right? I mean, do you have any situations like that, Nicole, where people? I mean, you probably have testimonies all over, but what is it? I mean, you're part of your job probably too, just like Josh and I. When someone's happy and they sell their house and we see the result, and it's there's such a relief for them or a joy,
for
or they're
us
buying
too,
a house.
right.
For you, people are actually seeing the results physically, and maybe they see something they can do that they weren't able to do. Is that what you see?
Well, what it is I'm actually giving them hope, because as a physical therapist, I don't get a lot of time in a traditional setting in Medicare to sit down and look at their whole entire body. So when I meet with them, I'm like, this is what's wrong with you. And I list off the 7 or 8 things that's wrong with them from their head down to their toe. Then I
really?
explain to how to get those things better. And usually it's related directly to leg strength. And so then they're like, it makes sense to them, because we make medicine sometimes so difficult, and I make it very simple. This is what's wrong. This is how you can get it better. These are your options. And when they go, wow, you're right, I can't get out of a chair because I'm weak, but no one's ever told them that they're weak. Or I can't climb stairs because I don't have enough strength. Or I'm tired, like that gentleman I talked about, because he has no leg strength.
Nope.
It's just common sense. So a lot of what Rhett and I do is educating people about what's wrong with them, because no one's ever said it. They just say you're old.
You're getting older, and that's just part of the deal.
Right, and I don't believe that. There's a solution pretty much for everything, and so there has to be.
Does diet ever come into play as far as you guys talking about diet? Because I know people get heavy.
Totally.
They sit there.
But here's the thing. If you're 88 years old,
Right.
I want you to get strong. Unless you're morbidly obese, you're 88 years old, eat whatever
Right.
you want.
Right. Okay.
You know,
Okay.
within reason.
No, I'm just curious,
Yeah.
because
I
I
mean-
know people are sitting there watching TV
Yeah.
and they're just eating.
We got a lot on our plate, because I love the whole nutrition side too. We got a lot on our plate with this. Maybe someday we'll
Okay.
be able to tackle that too.
But it's really just getting people to do their leg strength. I mean, we've had people. You say I work mainly with seniors, which is true, but I've had people who have had brain tumors that have walked, who were completely paralyzed when I met them, and they walked their daughter down the aisle
Oh,
6
that's
years
awesome.
later.
Yeah, those are-
Like using a cane. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many things that our clients have done, but I think it's really the quality of life. And one of my clients just passed away about 2 months ago, and the family at the funeral said to me that I gave their father hope, and I gave them the last 5 years with their father.
Really?
And that's kind of what it's like, is you're giving families time to be with their parents and doing things with them rather than having them not be able to do anything. So it's my first question I say is, how do you want to live the rest of your life? Kind of like you guys, where do you want to live? I'm saying, how do you want to live that life? And so I go through them. What are the things you want to do? And this is how you do it.
Yeah, that's and there's
That's powerful.
people
That's powerful.
very powerful. So you're listening to the Stockwell Roueche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh O'Shea, Remax Advantage Plus.
Every Sunday at 10 a.m. here on AM 1280 The Patriot. We're sitting with Nicole and Rhett. Nicole is the owner of physical therapist. She's the geriatric certified specialist with Senior Abilities Unlimited. And Nicole, we talked earlier in the show about what got you into it. One thing here that it sounds like is that you were interested in physical therapy at a very young age. And then about your grandmother. Your grandmother became paralyzed. It's from the neck down under tragic circumstances, and you saw the resistance to physical therapy that was prescribed to her, and your goal is to improve, and that started with your grandmother. Is that right?
Well, basically, I was 12 when she became paralyzed, and no one could get her to exercise. And my grandma lived in Iowa, and I was here. And I would say to her, Grandma, you need to do your exercises. And she would tell me, don't tell me what to do. And I said, Grandma, if you love me, you'll do these exercises. And I could make my grandma exercise at 12.
Wow.
So it's kind of
That's really cool.
It was kind of
From
like getting
another
me
before when you weren't even there.
I wasn't even
you
there.
were in this
but
Minnesota
it was this way of, Grandma, I want you to type a letter to me, and to do that, you need to do A, B, C, and D. And so I have one of the last letters she wrote to me using the typewriter. But I'm
Wow.
like, if you want, so it's kind of where it came from, is what things do you want to engage in doing with me being so far away? It was typing a
That's
letter.
awesome. Yeah.
So that's kind of where my philosophy came from.
So she was not able to type, and then
Well, she
did some
became
train-
paralyzed from the neck down. Correct.
She started
Oh,
getting
yeah,
better,
that's-
and she was hooked.
I was
Wow.
hooked.
That's
I
very
almost
cool.
became a psychologist, but 3/4 of my job is psychology, trying to convince people.
I say to people, if we get her to the evaluation, they're like, my dad's crabby, he will never exercise. I'm like, just let him meet Nicole. And it works.
Yeah.
Well, they've
You're-
never been told what's wrong with them. And it's really, especially if they're engineers or, I mean, even you guys have learned something today. No one's ever sat down with them and explained to them what's wrong.
Yeah.
And so it's really making them be empowered to make a choice.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think if you're listening out there and you have someone who's in the situation, or you yourself, or could benefit, definitely reach out. Nicole uses tough love and encouragement to help you, and she's dedicated and passionate about it, and obviously very, very qualified to do this. And it might not be what you're hearing or what you've heard from your normal medical scenario, correct? It might not be what you hear from the doctor, what you hear from the Medicare, what you hear from Medicaid. It might be, it's a little different, but the results are there, or
We had
proven.
It's what
Like-
families are actually searching for, because a lot of families are searching for more because they don't want to settle. Like their kids are searching for that next option.
Yeah.
Mom, this is not how I want my mom to live. So when someone says they can't get better, that's when my phone rings. And then we get them better because we're using common sense.
We had a
And
lady say to her one time, she was giving a presentation, and the lady said, but you're giving us false hope. We've done everything the doctor told us to do, and he's getting worse with he had Parkinson's disease, it was her husband. And Nicole said, I know you haven't heard it. I'm trying to start a revolution. And she was, why didn't my doctor say this? And she's like, 'cause I don't think he can put what I'm saying in a little pill. And the lady was like, you're right, young lady. Then so she was sold then when she said that.
Yeah, that's true. It might be more of easy to.
So are you getting more of the children reaching out to you?
correct.
Oh, really?
When they're doing that
Well,
with the phone?
yeah, because the seniors sometimes settle.
Right.
This is how I'm
Right.
going to live. But you'd be surprised at how many people have said to me, this is not how I want to live.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're like, something's not working. But when they keep going to that roadblock and going to their doctor, and they're not giving answers, you give up. But then when they see an option, they jump on it right away. But they have to understand that we're different. I mean, we're tandem strength and balance. We're not Medicare physical therapists. This is something that I've started and has evolved over 15 years with my staff that we've really taken it to a new level, and it's so different and unique, but it's so simple at the same sense.
She had a good one. She fixes the actual problem instead of putting Band-Aids on the little things that are wrong. So, for instance, somebody the other day asked her, what do you just recommend with shoes as a physical therapist? What do you recommend shoes that they wear when they're older, and then it's ice and all of this? And she goes, if they've got good leg strength, they wear whatever shoes they want. They can wear high heels with good leg strength. And I was like, so see, that's the same thing. A lot of people would say, you need to wear this shoe at this time, but why don't we go to the actual core?
That's awesome. I think it's great, and I think for those of you listening out there that could benefit from leg strength or know someone who could, 1 hour free consultation in home with you or your loved one. If you've tried things and you're not getting results, or you've seen some things that you think maybe some weakness, or people are maybe becoming more dependent, this might be a good fit. So go to www.sauhome.com, sauhome.com. We'll be back with more talking about the Medicare piece, because I'd like to learn more about that. I'm Jason Stockwell with RE/MAX Results.
Josh Roueche, RE/MAX Advantage Plus.
We'll be back.
See through this darkness. Every drop of blood. All alone, and we can work it out. Why don't we start right now?
Welcome back to the Stockwell Roueche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with RE/MAX Results, and we're here today with Nicole and Rhett with Senior Abilities Unlimited. We have Jason Light here with Envoy Mortgage, and we're talking about strength and what you can do to become stronger and empowered yourself. And we talked a little bit, Nicole, and Rhett, about Medicare and the limitation maybe on that. So let's say my mother or grandmother is starting to get weaker because they're past 30, so they're getting weaker. They're doing some things at the gym. Maybe they're doing a swim class or something like that, but they're not getting stronger. They're becoming less mobile. Now they've got doctor says they need to go on a walker. They're on Medicare or at that point.
Okay.
And I'm not an expert in Medicare or anything by any means, but how does it work for you guys as far as, do you guys Medicare approved? Are you guys outside of Medicare? Are you after Medicare? What's kind of a scenario?
So typically Medicare kicks in when there's an acute event. Someone must either get worse, so either they had a hip replacement, a fall.
Yeah, let's say have
like
a hip replaced or a knee replaced.
So
tons of people, thousands and thousands of people have that.
So then they go to the hospital, they have the surgery, they get hospital home care or therapy, then they go to a transitional care unit, then they can have home care, which is all covered under your Medicare PT.
Okay.
But you have to make progress every single day, and that's demonstrated by your walking distance.
Okay, so I get a knee replaced or a hip replaced, not mobile right away. I start going to Medicare PT. I'm getting better and better. After what, 6 weeks you can walk again after a knee? Is it usually
Day or two.
A day or two you can walk. I'm sorry.
Typically.
Okay.
It depends on the person.
That's
Everyone,
awesome.
I mean, the whole thing is you want to get people up and moving, because every day you spend in bed, you lose 6% of your muscle mass. So we're all about getting people up and moving. But so then what happens is, as soon as you get to a certain point.
So let's say I'm typically, I got a knee replaced. I'm in Medicare PT for 3 weeks. Or how long do you think
Depends, but usually 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Normal, rough number, 6 weeks. Then, and then they're done. Medicare says you're finished, you've met your rehab potential, but they're still not back to where they started. So that's when I get called in, and we're all private pay. So Medicare, you can only work on certain things. You can only work on the specific part of the body. So if they had a knee replacement, I can only work on their knee. I can't work on their other leg. I can't work on their arms. Whereas we come in and we work on the whole entire body. Okay.
And we can stay with the person until they don't want us anymore. I mean, that's the difference, because in Medicare, there's a cutoff point.
And they get different ones.
Different
therapists coming in to do them. So they might work with somebody 1 week and the next week's another person. So they don't even fully know exactly what's going on.
So it's hard to get a comprehension. It's like saying, hey, I'm selling your house. I'm Jason. I'll be here today. But then tomorrow someone else will come in. You have to retell your story, reassess every time the scenario. And then you don't have a very close relationship. Right?
And what we go to people's homes, because if you're 88 years old and it takes you 30 minutes to get to your PT appointment, and then you're going to with the therapist, and then you have to drive home. They're so exhausted that so we're with them in their home. So we do 20 minutes of strengthening and 25 minutes of balance work. So when I'm done, they're actually resting in their bed and can take a 20-minute power nap, and they're done.
And here's the best part. Some of their exercises can be done in the recliner. And she's a genius because my dad was kind of listening to us. He's about to have some knee replacements. And she's like, if you listen to me, I can get you walking in a week with a double knee replacement and get them both done.
Wow.
So he's like, oh, okay. But he didn't listen about the exercises. So one day she says, now you can do them in your recliner. And then he perked up. And because he's a real recliner man, he has a line. He says, y'all, I got to go do some mechanic work. I got to put a rear in that recliner. So when she said recliner, he perked right up, and now he's doing his exercises.
And he's a rancher. I mean, so for him to get more leg strength is vital so he can climb up into his tractors or whatever, call his cows, whatever. But he's was very resistant, so I found a place that he could do the exercises on his own. And that was in his recliner. He didn't want to do them with his wife in the bed. He didn't want to do them on the couch. But as soon as I said, put your weights by your recliner, these will take 7 minutes, and now he's doing them.
And that's all it takes. So it's not something so if you're listening out there, it's not something like you're going to a facility training and it's 2 hours of intensive, stuff. That's what I think people are intimidated by is they think that it's overwhelming. Even anybody for working out for that matter. It seems like a daunting, overwhelming thing that, well, I'm 88 years old. I haven't been to the gym in 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, whatever it may be. Why should I start now?
Well, and that's why we have it down to 7 minutes twice a week. That's just the leg component. And I say, tell people just to start with lifting weights with your legs and then add in the arms once you're getting used to it. Because I get paid because no one wants to exercise. We send people home with home exercise programs that they never do because they don't want to do the same thing every day for the next 20 years. But the strength training only has to be done twice a week for 7 minutes. And that's a place to start. So it's just about getting people stronger.
Just getting started. And they need Nicole. They need you or one of your people to be the motivator, to be there when someone's in your home and they're there to help you work out. You're more likely to actually get your strength training done. Right?
Technically don't say no to us because they know it's our skill set, but they'll say no to their caregiver. They'll say no to their son or their daughter to exercise, but they know that we're coming in to help get them stronger. So we help get them stronger so then other people can take them for walks, have them go on outings and that kind of stuff. So it's really job specific.
Yeah, and I think like you talked about the quality of life. If you have grandkids, great grandkids, kids, and you're wanting to go do stuff, especially with like 4th of July coming up, summer's here, picnics, walking around. There's so much more activity outside of the home and even in the backyard in the summer than there is in the winter. And that would be a motivating factor to be able to spend that time or maybe even pick up your grandchild or great-grandchild or something like that. Might be even a simple thing.
I think we take it for granted how much energy it actually takes to go out. If you are weak, you don't want to go out. You don't want to go out to dinner with your kids. But I think we forget about it. Then they just get labeled as a crabby person, but they're tired. They're completely exhausted after they've gone on an outing. So we have to build up that leg strength, that endurance, so they can actually go out and enjoy it. It's not that they don't want to go. They just don't want the consequences of going. And it's not enjoyable 10 minutes into it because they're done.
If you're already exhausted and then you got to, exactly.
I want to put out there, too, that if there's somebody out there listening who thinks they can do them on their own or wants to try, to send us an email. We'll send you the exercise program.
I mean, it's all about, like Rhett joked about starting a revolution. I'm all about increasing every senior's leg strength. And then if they need more, that's when we step in and help them because that's the basis.
Yep.
And that's the bare minimum that you have to do. And Rhett and I both work out. We both add these into our programs. Yes, I go to the gym. Yes, I do leg presses, but I also add these 4 exercises into my program.
They'll notice a difference if they just do these. They will notice a difference.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Senior Abilities Unlimited, you can go to sauhome.com, sauhome.com, 952-746-3222, 952-746-3222. Or you can always go to Stockwell Roueche Show, the Facebook page. Search Stockwell, and you'll find the Stockwell Roueche Show Facebook page, or tcrealestatehour.com, TC for Twin Cities, tcrealestatehour.com. You'll find it there as well with information. And they do a 1-hour free consultation. I know Jason Light will do a consultation for free as well. I don't know if it will take an hour, but if you have any mortgage questions, refinance questions, second opinion, third opinions, or if something happened where you weren't able to get approved, call Jason Light, and he'll be able to help you as well and you'll find his information on our page. Or call Josh and myself or email us anytime about any questions on housing or opinions on your house. One last thing on here, too, is as far as the 1 hour, you'll do a 1 hour consultation, but the website, one more time for Nicole and Rhett, is sauhome.com. sauhome.com. Senior Abilities Unlimited, empowering seniors. I love it. Great show. Thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Jason. And we'll be back next week, Sunday at 10 a.m. on AM 1280 The Patriot. I'm Jason Stockwell. Josh Roueche stepped out for an appointment because we're all very busy right now. It's a busy summer. So have a great week, and we'll talk soon. Remember, love yourself and love others.